Welcome to another week of Ether Raids. We are back in the vault and we're starting off against a Sigurd team. Should be pretty straightforward. Nothing too threatening here aside from, of course, Sigurd. And we have just the strategy to try to get through this with Camilla here. Thank God it's Plumeria bonus season, because now I get to use all of my teams because Plumeria is on every single one of them, so I don't have to actually change anything. So yeah, we get to use pretty much the same teams, or at least, yeah, majority of them are the same. My only addition this week is going to be Celica. Summer Celica. I'm gonna see, what she can do. I kind of wanted to, like I said, go back and get Lapis, but it's a gamble with no orbs. I don't know, but at least Celica will be here for this week. I've added her onto a couple of the teams, so let's see how that plays out. I'm actually thinking of dropping Crom, Brave Crom, from the melee Gale Force team, because I'm like, I don't know if he can actually do it anymore, but we'll find out. Let's see what happens with the rest of the week. Maybe we get to use him, maybe not, I don't know, but I don't know. I don't think Brave Crom is the play anymore. So for this matchup, the main attacker is going to be Felix here, and he's failing me. I think that's a no follow-up problem. Alright, so I had to take a pause real quick there. So you saw the cut, that's a terrible cut, of me just attacking with Camilla there. Or not a cut, but I kind of had to, I misclicked and accidentally attacked with Camilla there, so I just started the video. So now Felix doesn't have anyone to attack, which is kind of a problem. I was considering, trying to... The problem was Felix wasn't getting his...
Why not?
Guaranteed follow-up, no follow-up, I don't know. But he needed no follow-up to be able to get the quad off, because he does have the Erica ring. So without it, he wasn't getting the 4 hits needed to take out Leaf Cakes back there. So I was playing around with Camilla just to see what that would look like, but the problem was that she wouldn't have gotten Gale Force because of Guard, and Thor wasn't up there just yet, so it wasn't the right play, but I mean, I'm making it work. So Thor, the plan was always to have Thor take out Robin here. So we are doing that right now, and then after this, we're gonna move about with Felix here and get him to do something, because I do need his extra actions. The plan is to box in. Bernadetta, so I do need Felix's extra actions just to take out some of the extra units here, and then we should be able to find a way to get Camilla in. I mean, I did use a dance, which I was planning to save, but I mean, it's worked out. This is a little bit scuffed, but I'm making it work. And we're gonna, like I said, pin Bernadetta since she doesn't have the Celica ring, so it should be fine. It wouldn't even be active on the first turn anyway, so it should still be fine. And we should be able to clear this pretty straightforwardly. So there we go. This is a Gale Force play. This is what Gale Force is these days. No, the only one that actually has Gale... Well, I guess there's 2 units that actually have Gale Force. Thor and Camilla. And then also Elm is on this team just to allow Felix to actually kill something, because without Elm, I don't think Felix would have the ability to take out any of the near saves that are currently meta, even with the AoE. I should also try to figure out a way to get that pre-charge, but I mean, that's for later. That is a spot that I could potentially replace as well. I could even put Sigurd in, but Sigurd versus Felix, I don't know which one I prefer better. I had Felix on defense. I had Sigurd on defense for the longest while, so maybe that's why I don't really want to run him on offense. But for now, Felix is my guy, and I'm having fun with him. I hated having to bench him, and now he's back getting some action in. I don't know if Gust would be better, or if the Gale Force, or if the AoE play is better. But I'm still running the AoE, and it's doing okay. Maybe there's a better special for him now, but I don't know. This is just what I'm doing. So we're going to get the pots and get out of here, and this has been a pretty easy first match for the second day, I believe it is. So let's see how the rest of it goes from here on out. I think what I'm gonna do as well, hopefully I'll get it done today, I want to build a new defense for Chaos Season. I haven't updated my Chaos Season defense in quite a while, and there are a bunch of new additions in the game that can be, well, do I have them? I mean, I don't have the Tharja Noir. I mean, I only really have Celica. Maybe I should try to get the Micaiah ring. I still need to pull on that banner. There's so much stuff. You know, the Micaiah banner is actually really terrible in terms of the color shear. It's really bad. So I was contemplating waiting until it reruns. I think it should be back soon, but I don't know. I think I might actually want the ring a bit sooner than that, though. But let's play another one. Okay, here's our second match of the day. We also, well, this one is also going to be pretty straightforward. Nothing too complicated here. Let's, you know, take on the Seliph of it all. This is such a throwback defense. This was like right after Brave Seliph came out. That what was it, Brave Seliph or the map in particular? I'm not sure, but around that time, I think both of them were around the same time. I don't know, but yeah, this was like one of the main maps main setups that used to be used with the knot line and the dagger line. It was really common. Not the strongest, I would say, because if you had someone that could outspeed Seliph or just tank him, then it was pretty easy to win. Because what would happen is that once this goes, once it attacks, it falls apart pretty easily. The units don't go into a spot where they can be saved or protected, or there's usually someone exposed with this particular defensive archetype. So it was usually pretty easy to just omni-tank or save ball against it. Granted, there were not that many saves that could handle Seliph, but once we got Shield Fighter, it became a lot more consistent with winning that matchup, which I guess could be said was the beginning of the end for defenses, with the Shield Fighter being readily available to everyone. But yeah, throwback defense here. Not too much to really worry about. We're going to leave the units in the back, particularly Hector and Saros for last. Let's look at what they can do, or what's going to happen with them. That should allow us some time to get the pots. Duma breaking my healing power doesn't even matter because I got so many. There's actually something that happened a moment ago that I actually wasn't quite sure about. Like Duma's thing, the chip damage, the 10 chip damage it seemed to be neutralized for some reason. I don't know. That was, I saw it and I was like, what was that? But then I didn't really get a chance to process exactly what went on. But as you can see, no one has the 10 chip damage from Duma, which is interesting. I don't know if it was neutralized by Saline or maybe it was Neathogger, but that was, or maybe it was even Peony? Nah, Peony doesn't cover everyone. It's either Saline or the effect from Dosage, one of the two. But I don't know. I'll read up later and see what happened exactly there. But for now, we're gonna try to get the pots and then get out of here. Really not that much left. As I said, this is a pretty straightforward team to tank. Still, I think I'm in tier 30, so it's to be expected running into something like this. And then we're just gonna work our way up slowly. I don't have a team in mind just yet to handle Black Knight, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some defenses running off-season DK because he's still just that strong with the reflex damage. So I got to figure out something for that one. I mean, I'm sure everyone would have, well, I mean, if you watched last week, you'd have seen Athos completely wreck Marth. Well, it really was because of the Vantage. If he hadn't Vantage, then Athos wouldn't have gotten the reflect damage. But yeah, Athos wrecked Duo Marth because of the support from BK. So I need to have something in like set up for that. I don't know if it's going to be like a melee team or a ranged team, but I need something to kind of. None of my teams are really. I think I only have this team set up for tanking this season, but let's see how it goes. Alright, so this is the third match of the day, and we're going to go with the Sita team again because there wasn't really that clean of an approach to this one. The ice is going to be a little bit tricky. Let's see, it's even hitting the mountain terrain, which I completely forgot that it would. So luckily I didn't bring the Camilla team, but yeah, the ice would have been a little bit tricky to play around, and then the plan would have more than likely been to, box in Athos, but I don't have anyone on that team that would have been able to take out Hardy Bearing Neathhogger. So yeah, that's why we went with the Sita team, and I don't know, maybe we'll get to see something from Celica here on this particular map. Let's play around and see what happens. But yeah, this is the easiest strategy. I just looking at my options, this was the easiest one. I could have probably tried to Lin Force it, but then variables there as well. This was the right choice, I feel. We're just gonna warp over the mountain, and then Sita will take care of the rest because she's still pretty good. I'm pretty sure that there are units currently, Omni tanks currently that are available that can probably perform better than her just from a Omni tanking standpoint. I'm pretty sure even definitely he is. Midriff Ike is better than Sita, but I don't have him invested, so we're just gonna go with Sita here. So yeah, wow. Last time I was talking about the refines and the remixes. I think I went over most of them, with I think Embla looking the most interesting for me. She's actually bonus for this Chaos season upcoming with alongside Air. Don't think anyone will really be using Air for anything, but that is what is up and coming. And yeah, I was thinking of potentially using her, but I don't know if I want to do it yet. I was also talking about Dimitri and how his refine looks like there's some potential there. Just probably swap out his B skill for some more true damage. And then Nana not having enough. I think Nana needed just a little bit more to do exactly what we would have needed her to do in this particular meta, which was more than likely going to be along the line of taking out BK. I don't think she's going to be fully capable of it with Desperation. I think BK is a little bit too bulky for her, all things considered. Now, yeah, let's keep going here. We should be able to get this kill on Brave Robin. Even though we're not going to hit her special because her Spectrum, but I think it should be enough damage to take her out. Let's see. Yep. I think if she had Ice Wall, we would have probably missed that. But this is fine. So, that aside, I think the only thing that I didn't really touch too much on was the Summer Banner, the Summer Banner 2, and Ather is really my main focus. I did summon on the banner, and I was able to get a copy of her because, my god, that art is fantastic. I think I said it before, but yes, that is fantastic art. So I'm not quite sure where to use her just yet, but I think she'll feature. I don't know if she's a unit that I want to use on offense because the Micaiah ring kind of would fulfill that role, and then what would she do even? It's like she can't Gale Force. How would I get her into position? Questions there. But then on defense, there is a lot of potential there. I think, especially in Chaos Season. Chaos Season. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be where she ends up in Chaos Season because she's probably going to be newer units, better stats. So she'll probably be a good substitute for her mythic version. So I see myself using her there, and then I see myself using her there. You just repeated the same thing you said. And then who else from that banner? I got Jimbro as well. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that just yet. And then I also got the duo, who I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that either just yet. But I do think Duo Happy, definitely some potential there. I don't know if the AoE is the right way to go, but then also she doesn't want to be taking any hits, so I can understand why that would be the approach. I mean, especially since she doesn't have the voice lines, then it makes sense. Man, I really wish I had gotten a Tharja. I really want to put Ice Wall on my attuned Micaiah, but I could fodder Julia since her bonus season is gone. Is she a Door or Harmonic? I don't know. I'm really thinking about it, like just foddering Julie. Maybe we'll get another source of Ice Wall. Well, Ather does have Ice Wall. Maybe I go back on the banner and try to get a copy. I don't know, but I'm thinking about it really. I think it's one of the most, it's like the perfect skill for Attune Micaiah. Granted, the cooldown is a bit high, so I guess it's kind of hard for her to get to it. But when she does, she'll do a ton of damage. So, and also, you know, the damage reduction. So, I don't know. I'm really thinking about it. But yeah, that's side story stuff, back of the mind stuff. Looking at the new OC from Tempest Trial, looks very interesting. An armored dragon, an armored beast. That is basically a combination, I think I heard Tacho say it, a combination of Astra and Ash, and she can warp and stuff, and it looks really interesting. That is until I realized that Celica kind of just one-shots her. But then, I mean, even still, I guess she's probably not really built with save skills, so I don't know. But it does look really good. One thing that armors always need is mobility, and it looks like she has that in spades, so it's going to be interesting to see when she's released. I think it should be on the next banner, whether it's going to be a rearmed or an attuned, or you know whatever type of unit it's going to be. I think she should be pretty influential because of the mobility, very similar to what what's his face?
Let me just...
Three Houses. Oh my god. Dudu is capable of doing.
My turn.
I still think he's a good unit. It doesn't look like he got uptook, or a lot of people went out and maybe it's probably because I'm not playing SD that I'm not seeing more Dudus, but I think there's a lot of potential there still. Also, probably not the best unit for defense, so that makes sense as well. But yeah, a lot of great additions to the game, a lot of, you know, interesting things on the horizon, it looks like. So, I don't know, hopefully IS keeps it up. That being said, the armor meta is still a bit stale, so I don't know, probably we're going to have to wait until CYL to get something that really shakes things up. Or Happy is insane, and I just haven't tried her yet because I'm just now, you know, leveling her up, so I don't know how her performance really is. But it's good to have an option at the very least. But I'm looking at Happy, and I'm looking at Summer Petra that we got last year, and I'm like, what would make these two or this Happy perform any better than Petra aside from the AoE? So I'm kind of skeptical, but I'll get into testing and see how she performs for myself, and then take it from there. Yeah, a lot of units to test out. Well, a couple of units to test out to see how they do. And I don't know, I'm kind of feeling the buzz, feeling the vibe to go out and play with the new toys. But this match is pretty much wrapped up. Good that we're able to get Athos off the board. Always happy to see him hit that special every time he attacks in the knee hogger. If he wasn't hitting the special, we'd probably be in a bad spot. But the fact that he's hitting that special every time means that she's definitely going to survive. But yeah, we're moving along nicely throughout the year. Man, it's hard to think that I still. It's July.
Understood.
It's almost done, man. It's almost done.
As you say.
5 more months left, and it's gonna be another year of Faye, more than likely. I don't see it ending. I mean, they're still doing very well, and I'd be more than happy to vote for Boulder next year for CYL. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going. Let's see where that ends up. Even though this is kind of a rough patch, I'm pretty sure the second half of the year will pick up lots of fantastic banners to come. Halloween, Christmas, CYL, of course. It's going to be interesting to see what they do there. I don't see how they can give us a Gym Bro that isn't an armored unit. I feel like it's mandatory at this point. But yeah, very impressed that Celica is able to win this matchup against Neath Hogger here, New Year's Neath Hogger at that. I don't know, maybe it's because she's solo. But yeah, Celica, like her damage output, despite all the negatives, you know, in her weapon, it's actually fairly decent, her damage output. I'm quite surprised with the performance of this Celica, but GG's. See you in the next one.